Hi, I'm Bill Murphy. In addition to being station manager for Hicksville Community Television, I'm also a proud member of the Hicksville Rotary Club. The Rotary meets every week on Tuesday for a nice luncheon, also fellowship, fun, and a featured speaker that talks to the Rotarians about the events of the day or items of interest to the general community. And in a new partnership with Hicksville Community Television, the Hicksville Rotary Club has asked me to bring my camera along to the meetings to share with you some features and highlights of some of the guest speakers that appear at the Hicksville Rotary Club. So that's what this program is all about, and we hope that you enjoy it. Featured speakers from recent meetings of the Hicksville Rotary right here on HIX-TV.
Thank you, Kurt. They asked me to bring the scholarship winners, and then I also invited the three people that represented our club at the World Community Workshop. So we'll start with the three people that went to the World Community Workshop. Caitlin McKinney, Bree Sturry, and Miana Mazur, and if you girls would come up and just talk to us a few minutes, let us know who your parents are and what you learned and your favorite part of the workshop. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Miana Mazur. My parents are Mike Mazur and Stephanie Carrickson Mazur. I'm a sophomore at Hicksville. At the Rotary Workshop, we got to learn about Brazil. They split us off into different groups, and I was in the politics group. And it was a very awesome experience. I got to learn more about how Brazilian politics worked, and I even got a little bit of history into it. And something really cool, I had one of the Brazilian exchange students in my workshop, so he was able to put everything in perspective for me, which was pretty awesome. And the food was very good. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Caitlin McKinney. My parents are Angie and Dwayne Johnson, and I am a sophomore, and I go to Hicksville, obviously. But when I was there, I got put into the history group, and there was a foreign exchange student. She was from Belgium in my group, and we learned about the history of Brazil, and it was really cool. And we spent about 7.5 hours on Friday putting together a prezi that was going to be presented on Saturday, but I had to leave because we had a track meet. But it was really cool to be able to learn about the history of that, and it's made me want to be a foreign exchange student. Well, not foreign exchange student, but to go to Germany for a month in the summer in a few years.
My name is Brianna Steary. My parents are Michael and Wilma Steary, and like what they already said, we had really fun. And I was in the choir group, and we learned Portuguese. We learned how to sing 7 different songs, I think, in Portuguese, so that was really exciting. And thank you for letting us go.
Thanks, girls. Then I kind of messed up the other day at school when I sent an email to the rest of them that are here today because typically they announce that they're a scholarship winner at the scholarship banquet, which is tomorrow night. So I kind of gave it away, and they all know they won some kind of scholarship. They don't know which scholarship they received, though. So we're going to reveal that today to them. And then they'll be really surprised tomorrow night when we call them up front. So, our local Rotary Club, as you know, each year gives out several scholarships. First of all, I'll do the one for the person who's not here. You've heard us talk about Lindsay Skinner from Fairview, and she won the Right Hour Scholarship again. It's a renewable one, right, Pat? Yes, I think so, because she got that last year or the year before, so we awarded that to her again. So Lindsay's from Fairview. She's a Fairview graduate and has, I think she'll be starting her 3rd year in college, so congratulations to Lindsay. Then we have a Tea Garden Scholarship, we have 2 endowment scholarships, and we have 6 foundation scholarships. So Two people couldn't make it today, and so I'll do theirs first. We're going to start with the foundation scholarships. There were 6 foundation scholarships. One of those goes to Gabrielle Friend, and she wanted me to let you all know. I had them write this up ahead of time. Her parents are Jeff and Lisa Friend. She is planning to attend Judson University in Elgin, Illinois, and major in architecture and interior design this fall. And after college, she plans to own her own business and restore old homes. So that's what her goal is. She says to thank you, first of all, for the scholarship that I received. The scholarship will be put towards my college education. With the help of this scholarship, I will be able to get a few steps closer to paying my college tuition. I'm excited to take the next steps in my education and my career choice. Thank you again for this helpful scholarship. It is very much appreciated. Sincerely, Gabrielle Friend. And as I said, she won a foundation scholarship, which is for $1,000. Also, for $1,000 was Johnny Giesige, and he wrote, "Dear members of Rotary, I'd like to say thank you for choosing me as one of the scholarship recipients. I am honored and humbled to be given the chance to use this to further my education. I will be attending IPFW in the fall to study nursing, and this scholarship will help me get to where I want to be with my career. Again, thank you for this wonderful scholarship, and know that it will be put to great use. Sincerely, Johnny Giesige." So that's 2 of our foundation winners for $1,000. And then when I call your names, if you would come up and just say a little bit to the club, that would be great. Your name, parents, and so forth, your major. These people also won a $1,000 scholarship, and that would be Kylie Burris, Jake Houston, Jackie Siebenauer, and Amy Sweet.
I'm Kylie Burris. My parents are Scott Burris and Jan Bender. My plan is to go to Mercy College of Ohio in Toledo. I will be studying nursing and will be getting my bachelor's degree in 3 years. I've taken lots of college classes through Hicksville's early college credits. I've accumulated 23 credits since my sophomore year. So I'm actually considered a half freshman when I go into college. I thank you for this scholarship. It will be for great use, and again, thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Jake Houston. My parents are Linda and Larry Houston. I plan on attending Ivy Tech and IPFW to study visual communication and design and receive a bachelor's degree in that, and go on to be a graphic artist somewhere in a big city. Don't want to live around here, so it's going to a big city. Yeah, so thank you for the scholarship. It was a surprise, so I thank you for that, and it's going to go to great use one day. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline Siebenauer, and my parents are Joe and Julie Siebenauer, and I will be attending Bowling Green State University in the fall to get a degree in communication science and disorders, which is speech pathology, and I will go on to get my master's, and then hopefully I will work in a big city and maybe come back to a smaller town later on, but I'd like to work in a hospital setting. And I am so thankful that I got this. When I saw the email, I was like, oh, are you sure this is me? Because I didn't think I was going to get it, but thank you very much for this, and I will definitely use it to help get my tuition, and I'm very thankful for you guys picking me to do this.
Hi, my name is Amy Sweet. I'm the daughter of Randy and Cynthia Sweet. I'm going to Defiance College to attain a degree to become a intervention specialist, and then I want to further my education to attain a master's degree in school psychology. I'm so thankful for you guys giving me this award because it's furthering my education to help me pay for it. Thank you so much.
Then we have 2 endowment scholarships. Those are for $1,000 apiece, and those are renewable every year, right, Pat, for the 4 years they'd be in college. So be sure to reapply for that next year, Nathan and Quentin. Congratulations, you're winners of the $1,000 renewable Endowment Scholarships. If you'd come up and say a few words.
Well, I'd like to thank you so much for this award. It will definitely help me a lot in what I'm doing in the future. My parents are Dan and Linnell Delagrange, and after high school I'd like to attend Rosedale Bible College for my first year, and then transfer to Moody Bible Institute in Spokane. And there I would like to get my pilot's license and become a missionary pilot, flying and helping remote places in other countries. Thank you once again for everything that you guys do to better this community and help our education here in Hicksville. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Quentin Graves. I'm the son of Tammy and Jeff Graves. I first of all want to thank you all for the scholarship. It's going to be put to great use. My plans are to go to Northwest State Community College for 2 years to study business, and then I'm going to transfer to Akron University, continuing to study business, and then getting my master's in political science. So thank you all for the scholarship, and thank you for everything you guys do for the community and for Hicksville schools.
One lap. That's you, Audrey. Audrey is the winner of our Tea Garden Scholarship for $2,187.50.
Hi, I'm Audrey Davis, and my parents are John and Cheryl Davis. This fall, I'll be attending Miami University to double major in journalism and English education. And I just want to thank you guys so much for the opportunity to have this scholarship, because it'll definitely be put to great use at college. So thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, for speaking for us today, and congratulations on your scholarship wins. Tomorrow is the awards banquet, right, Mr. Slattery?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, and of course you would be welcome to come to that if you want. And I will say that each year when they have that program, it's pretty exciting because you know, we handed out a small amount of money today on a large scale of what they really receive tomorrow. So I'm sure many of you will receive more scholarships tomorrow. Some you know about already, some you don't, I think. But I think in my couple years as superintendent, I know that one year they handed out over $1 million worth of scholarships. So that's pretty exciting for our kids. So looking forward to tomorrow night, and congratulations to all of you. And I know you'll make our school very proud when you head off to college. So any questions for any of them or myself on anything? All right. Mr. Collins.
Not everything is safety in the county. She works with every fire department and political subdivision if it's a disaster. So with that, she's been with us for now since about 14 years. And she'll give you some numbers on what the savings has been over the years with all the programs she's implemented. And so with that, Julie, you got to get it warmed up first.
I would like to say thank you for inviting me in today. I'll go ahead and start on some of the first slides without it being up there. The first one was, who are we? Well, the Emergency Management Agency, we are under the control of the Board of Commissioners. My direct report is to Sherry Carnahan, who is our finance manager and county administrator for the county. Then I've been with the county since 2001. I hired into the EMA office, and in 2006 I was promoted up to the director. We have a new deputy director. Her name is Patty Alinger. She has only been with EMA since October of 2014. But she's been with the county for 25 years through the Board of Education and Good Samaritan School. Then we have a maintenance man, Ron Rethmel. He's actually the fire chief in Tiffin and Evansport. And he's our maintenance guy. He averages 10 hours a month. So he's just pretty much working on our equipment, keeping our trucks running for us. So, should be up here in just a second. All right, my second slide was how we operate. Okay, again, we're under the Board of Commissioners. They provide our major funding for our office, and we have an EMPG grant. That's the Emergency Management Performance Grant. And that's a 50% reimbursement. So the commissioners upfront our budget, and then as we obtain bills, we turn those in quarterly. Last year, our grant award was $50,751, and they have just increased our award for next year to $57,541. So that's over $6,700 of an increase. The other funding stream we have is the LEPC. That's the Local Emergency Planning Committee. And that we have a CERC grant, that State Emergency Response Commission that comes out of Ohio EPA. And any facility in the county that has hazardous chemicals or extremely hazardous chemicals are required to report to CERC annually. And then the counties get a certain percentage of that funding back. And our annual award is usually in the neighborhood of $16,000. This year it should be, we get that in October. This year should be slightly higher because we've had a couple first-time filers. So we get a bonus for that. So just to let you know some of the funding streams that have benefited the entire county, our Homeland Security grant funding. After 9/11, the Department of Justice started pushing out funds at the county level so we would be prepared for any acts of terrorism. So this is just what our county has received, and I know that's hard to see. In fiscal year 1, we got $58,916. Fiscal year 2, we got $63,545. 03, we got $87,000. In 03, we actually got 3 grants. They had so much money. First, we got $87,000. Then they gave us a part 2. We got $115,000. Then they gave us a supplemental. We got another $27,498. Then in 04, we got $165,800. In 05, $107,875. In 06, we got roughly $50,000. In 07, we got just shy of $57,000. In 08, we got $55,000. 09 was almost $56,000. Fiscal year 10 was $52,800. Fiscal year 11 was $28,368. So as you can see, the money is running out. So in just Homeland Security grant money that our EMA office was responsible to spend throughout Defiance County, we received $924,921. Now that benefited, just to give you an idea of what we spent some of that money on, we bought 185 pagers, and when we bought something, we bought for all 11 fire departments throughout the county. So we wanted to make sure everybody had the same equipment, so we were consistent across the board. So we got pagers, we put informer alert boxes in all the schools. So anytime the weather sirens go off, the alert box goes off in the schools as a secondary notification. We built a tower, had a tower installed over in Milford Township. We paid for a new voter system, and that is the communication system throughout the county. It's from the 911 center. And that alone was over $150,000 just for that project to enhance the communications, because we were having issues across the county. We helped pay for the Hicksville weather siren. You got a got 2 sirens here now, one at the park and one behind the fire station. We paid for a new siren in Sherwood, put a new fence up at the airport. We were paid for the reverse 911 out of the sheriff's office. We provided radios and pagers twice now for all 11 fire departments and the law enforcement. That would be Hicksville PD plus the sheriff's office and Defiant City PD. And then we've updated the Emergency Operations Center, which is where I work out of in Brunersburg. Now, on top of that $924,000, after the 2011, the grant funding pretty much dried up for local counties. It got to the point where individual counties could no longer apply for federal funding. We had to apply as a region. Well, the bigger cities were getting, most of the dollars because that's where the population was. So, with the approval of the Board of Commissioners, Williams, Defiance, Paulding, Fulton, Henry, and Putnam counties, we have created what is referred to as the Black Swamp Citizen Corps Council in order for us to be eligible to apply for regional funding. So as part of that, Defiance County alone has received over $100,000 worth of additional equipment. We are expecting in the month of June a foam trailer with foam that was $28,000, and that's something that we would not have been able to purchase on our own. And now with the ethanol that's going across the roads, regular foam that the fire departments have is not effective on that, so we had to get alcohol-resistant foam, that's the foam trailer. We have, just to give you an idea of what we have, some of our resources that we have purchased with the Homeland Security money. That is our hazmat truck, that's Unit 1151. Here's the inside of the trailer. That is filled with pads, booms. A boom is like a great big long sock that you can drape over a river and it'll catch any chemicals that are floating on top. That's a boom. Floor dry, because our most common response is to diesel spills out on the highway. So we go through a lot of floor dry. We also have a decon shelter. That is a inflatable tent that within 5 minutes, 1 or 2 people can have that tent blown up. It's large enough to drive a car through, and we can portion it off into 3 sections, and we can run people through showers if they're contaminated with any chemicals. This is our hazmat truck 1150. This is our command center. The front half is the command center where we have internet capabilities, satellite capabilities. All of our files are there. The EHS files, that is every county or every business in the county that reports to us of their chemical inventory. And with the CERC report, they're required to also include a map of their facility and designate where those chemicals are stored. So when we're doing our planning, we know where the chemicals are when we respond. We keep copies of all of that in 1150. And then the back is filled with hazmat suits, the SCBAs that the guys have to go in with air packs on back. All of that is in that truck. So what do we have here in Hicksville? We've decided that our hazmat team is based out of Brunersburg. It can take a half hour or more for them to get to Hicksville. So we staged one of our hazmat trailers here in Hicksville. It's our Unit 1161. It is staged at your fire station. Well, let me backtrack. No, this is the generator. 1161 is the generator. Through Homeland Security money, we paid for a generator tap at the First Church of Christ. So our generator can pull up, just plug it into the building, and it can power up a section of the building, and we can use that for sheltering. We've used it with the Red Cross when you've had people evacuated. We've had sheltering there. We also had it one summer when we had a wind event and you had some power outages over here and it was pretty warm. We set it up as a cooling center. And that is staged at your fire station, that generator. Another generator that we have, this one's a 10 kW, it is also staged at the fire station, just smaller than the other one. And then here's our hazmat unit. That's 1171, staged at your fire station. And that is stocked with pads, booms, and floor dry. That way, your guys can get started on any incident over here before the hazmat team gets here. Then we have some resources staged in Evansport. Through this Homeland Security grant money, we were able to purchase a disaster trailer. This is set up specifically for a tornado event. So we have small generators, we have light towers, flashlights, chainsaws, everything that we would need to get started for a tornado or natural disaster. In Jewel, we also have another generator. It's a 10 kW. Again, with this Homeland Security grant money, we were able to install a generator tap at the Jewel Community Center. So if we ever need to set up a shelter at that end of the county, we have a generator staged right there. And then at our office, what do we have there? We have Unit 1160. That's our largest, one of our largest generators. It has a light tower on the top that has 9 lights. That is the one generator that we use most often. Then we have Unit 1164. It's also a generator with 4 lights. That one is staged at Augley Sewer. We have a building out there, our wastewater department, that it is stored in out on 111. A lot of times, Paulding County doesn't have the generators that we have. So if they have an incident after dark, they had to call us for generators. And since that's the one we usually loaned out to to Paulding, we went ahead and staged it down there at 111. Then a couple other generator taps that we paid for with the Homeland Security money. Sherwood has the community center back on Spiritual Drive. We paid for a generator tap back there. We also have one at Trinity United Methodist Church on East 2nd Street in Defiance. Then the LEPC hat that we wear, that's Local Emergency Planning Committee. We have 32 people that average attend our meetings. They're 4 times a year, usually the first Friday of January, April, July, and October, unless sometimes Good Friday or the 4th of July interfere, then we move it to the 2nd Friday. Some of the Hicksville members, the mayor, the chief of police, Community Memorial Hospital, and Hicksville Grain all attend regularly. So what is LEPC and what are we responsible for? It's hazardous materials, planning, training, and exercise. That's all we can use that money for, planning, training, and exercise. So again, the funding comes from Ohio EPA under the SARA Title III Community Right to Know. It's public record what chemicals that are out there. We do not give out any of the information that we get in on the Tier 2 reports. That is kept in our building. Excuse me. We also update our EOP, that's our Emergency Operations Plan. We take all of the information that we get from those facilities in the county that have hazardous chemicals, and we have what's called an Annex O. It is strictly planning for a response to every single individual facility. We have their emergency contact for 24 hours a day. We know what chemicals they have. We know what we need to have on hand to respond to that specific chemical. And we have the map to know when we pull up on scene where we need to go. The EOP, it also entails, we have plans written out for every event that we could potentially have. We have a plan on how is fire going to respond, how is law going to respond, how is 911 communications going to be. We have a dangerous wild animal response plan. Our plan is about 3 inches thick, so it's quite encompassing, and we do update 50% of it every year. So that takes up a lot of our time. Then with the LEPC, we are required to have an annual exercise. They run in a 4-year cycle. We have to have a tabletop, a functional, a full scale, and then the 4th exercise is any exercise of our choice, or during any of those 4 years, you can use an actual incident if you have one big enough. The last exercise we had here in Hicksville, we had a chlorine release over by the football field at the park. So we have exercised over this way. I also wanted to let you know that we're in charge of the mitigation plan. That plan is good for 5 years. So we have to have in the plan, and I did bring that one with me. This is our plan. It has historically, has all of our shelters. It has maps of every location in the county. And we have it broken out on what are our hazards: drought, winter storms, wind events, flooding. And in each community, we have spelled out what are your hazards in your particular village or township, and what are some potential mitigation plans that you could use mitigation funds for. Excuse me. The City of Defiance has been huge. If you know the Kingsbury Park area, that is, we flood there every single year. We know that. We expect it every spring. So the structures in that area that have repetitive flooding, the City of Defiance can use mitigation grant money and buy those repetitive flood structures and turn it into park or green space. So they have utilized the mitigation plan that way. And I just got a call from the village of Sherwood. The fire department, they're going to build a new fire station. And they asked if in our mitigation plan, do we mention storm sheltering for the village of Sherwood? Well, we do. So therefore, because it's mentioned in our plan, they qualify for mitigation money. So when they build their new fire station, they're going to build a storm shelter within the firehouse. So this is additional funding that they'll be able to receive to help pay for that new fire station. So it's a very good plan. It's a very important plan, because if we do not have a current plan in the county, then no agency in Defiance County is eligible for any federal money of any kind. So our mitigation plan expires in 2017. It takes about a year to update it because it is very, very detailed. So we are starting to work on that plan now. Any of the other duties that we do out of our office, we're in charge of all the workers' comp for the county. We handle all the claims, all the claim investigation. I'm also the loss control coordinator or risk manager. So we're in charge of all of our insurance, whether it's for the buildings or vehicles. We do an annual motor vehicle report on all of our employees that drive in the scope of their employment. And we also we coordinate with the State Highway Patrol, and we do a fleet inspection every year of all of our vehicles. And then I'm also the safety coordinator, so we schedule all of the safety trainings for the county. We do all the fire drills, tornado drills, anything safety related. And that's my program. Do you have any questions? Went through it kind of fast. All right, well, thank you very much for having me today.
HIX-TV and the Hicksville Rotary hopes that you've enjoyed this program, again featuring some of the featured speakers that appear at the Hicksville Rotary Club's weekly meetings. If you'd like to find out more about becoming a member of Rotary, it's as easy as asking a local Rotary member. And we hope that you'll join us again soon for more highlights from the Hicksville Rotary Club right here on HIX-TV.